When we were making the Notorious album, obviously we went through quite a lot of changes, some personnel changes with the departure of Andy and Roger, and we wanted to have a radically different sound. We felt it was important that after 3 years to make a record that had progressed, and also the way we felt about music at that particular time. And so we just went into the studio and did what we thought. We used Nile Rodgers to produce together with ourselves and created this album. We're very pleased with it, and I mean it was really built playing live as well. So we decided afterwards immediately to go out on tour. Here we are.
There must be some good burial, isn't there?
That's always the hardest question to ever answer, you know. It really is.
Yeah, these things, it's funny because you always think of them afterwards. It's l'esprit d'escalier. You always think of them afterwards. I can remember one very, well, it was quite, at the time, it was quite a shocking and frightening thing. We had this, we had a show that we played. We'd been making records for about 6 months, and we decided to go back to the nightclub, the Rum Run, and do a show and fill it with loads of people. And the place held about 400. We thought we'd pack 600 people in. No, it held more than that, didn't it? It held about 800, 600, 700. And so we got people to go around the town and post up the day that we'd played. And we expected to have the streets blocked off outside and all that kind of thing. And of course, everybody thought, oh, we'll never get a chance to get in to see that band, so nobody turned up. Some of those videos, I remember we were actually doing one in Antigua, and I was in my bedroom one night and I saw this kind of spider on the floor. It was pretty big and kind of hairy and unpleasant looking, and I thought, ooh, I don't like that. I think I'll put the rubbish bin over it. So I put the rubbish bin over this spider, and I sort of started moving it out of the room, threw it out of the room and stuff, and I was saying to somebody, oh, there's this hideous spider in my room, and it was a tarantula. Well, the funny thing about that whole period really was the fact that you know, it's our luck with charity shows. See, the first charity show we did was a total disaster. That was after we'd made Seven and the Ragged Tiger. Sorry, excuse me. After we'd made Seven and the Ragged Tiger, we did a show and it was raining and nobody came, and a few people came, and the band was the only thing that played for free. And it really wasn't a very good event at all. Second time we did a charity show was Live Aid, and 2 members of the band left.
Roger Taylor actually left the group because he wanted to lead a very quiet life in the countryside. He wanted to get out of the music business entirely, so that was him. And Andy Taylor left because he wanted to pursue a solo career and didn't want to be in a band anymore. And I think that we felt, well, there's no point in having somebody in the band anyway that doesn't want to be in the band. The 3 of us very much wanted to make a new Duran Duran record and make it the best record we'd ever made. And seeing as I think we've always really been the heartbeat and the spirit of the band, we went ahead and we feel we have, achieved our best album to date, and hopefully the next one will be better still.
Did you listen to his solo album, Andy?
I've heard it.
Yeah, something so.
No. I see it slightly differently. I think Andy left to fulfill a lifelong ambition to back up Rod Stewart.
No, notorious. Girls will keep the secret so long the boys making noise. Fools run rings to wake up something they'll never destroy. Grand notorious slam bang, and who really gives a damn for a flaky bandit? Don't ask me to bleed it out of. I need this blood to survive. You own the money, you control the witness. I leave you lonely, I don't monkey with my business. You pay the profits to justify your reasons. I heard you promise, but I don't believe it. That's why I do it again. Notorious. Notorious. You own the money, you control the witness. I leave you lonely, don't monkey with my business. You pay the profits to justify your reasons. I heard you promise, but I don't believe it. You own the money, you control the witness. I leave you lonely, don't monkey with my business. You pay the profits to justify your reasons. I heard you promise, but I don't believe it. That's why I do it again.
It's interesting the way that Lana and Duran Duran have worked together in the past. Beginning with something like The Reflex, which was simply a remix job, and then progressing to a single, which were Wild Boys. And then for him to almost become part of the group for a couple of months to do Notorious, because, obviously, without Andy on guitar, we was quite a bit stuck, and Niall was the perfect answer for that. And he added a great deal of his funk and rhythm to it. It was good. No, not really. I think, that was true, I think, especially the first 3 albums of Duran. In particular, I would have said the third album was very much in that mode of thinking. If you look at the lyrics on Notorious, you find they're much more sort of, I wouldn't say down to earth, but much more direct and about the real world rather than the imaginary music.
They're very much performance videos. We felt with the new album we wanted to direct everything to the music. We certainly don't regret making the videos we made, but now I think that videos have been around so long, and we personally are very bored with seeing these great mass production things. We thought it'd just be so much more relevant to what we were doing to do performance videos. We still want them to look great, and I think they do, but very different approach.
How come the 3 of you are married models?
There's only two of us that are married. You get married to the kind of people that you like.
I didn't marry a model. I married somebody, you know, who I'm into. And the fact that she's a model is part. I mean, we have I suppose, is a traditional kind of meeting between the pop world and the modelling world, and it's just very easy to meet people in that frame. And besides, many of them are particularly beautiful, and they are attractive, and on a physical level as well as a mental level. And that's, I think, where Nick and I are very lucky people.
And Bruce Springsteen is. Je ne regrette rien.
Yes, and President Mitterrand. And
you actually set up in France?
We did a lot of work in France, yeah. It's a good place for us. I think Simon and I made the whole Arcadia album there. And we actually wrote a lot of the Notorious album there too.
You like really Paris?
Yeah, very much. I think it's quite inspiring because there's a lot of things going on. I mean, great sort of galleries and cinemas and great culture.
Could you say bye-bye in French to the public and the camera?
Au revoir.
Bonsoir mes amis, nous sommes très heureux d'être ici ce soir. Merci.